In this tutorial, we're going to break down a letter of application, otherwise known as a letter of interest, and some people use it synonymously with cover letter, although there are slight differences. So here's an example of a letter of application, and we will go through each of these sections so you know what to incorporate and where. But first, let's start with what is it? So it's a standalone document, and this is why it differs a slight bit from a cover letter. So with a cover letter, you will always be submitting a resume along with it. A letter of application can at times stand on its own. What you will do throughout this letter is express interest in a particular position, as well as give information about yourself and how you are a perfect fit for the job that's being offered. Okay. And there's a very specific format for how we do that. Now, before I would recommend going any further, I think the best thing to do before you sit down to write is to create a table like this for yourself. One side requirements, one side your skills. So in the requirements section, you'd want to read very carefully through the job posting and look what the main requirements for that job are. List them there. Then look through your resume and identify the skills that you have that would match those requirements. Okay, so you're looking for skills that you can prove through your resume. Okay, so this is a great place to start so you can see what you want to highlight in your letter of application. Okay, for the letter itself, the format that you're going to follow. First, you're going to incorporate your information, and by that I mean full name, your address, your email address, your phone number, and then if you do have a LinkedIn or a personal website, okay, but that's not essential. Here's an example of the way that you could do that. So this is formatted more so as like a header where your name would be in bigger font, and then you have the information that I've explained already. So address, phone number, and then your email. One thing to note here, your email really should be first, last name, that's it. If you have like a cutesy type email or one that doesn't seem as professional, change it before you actually submit an application or a resume. Another way that people format this portion is like so. So everything is indented towards the left side. So it's up to you. I very much prefer this style because I think that it's cleaner and I think that it provides you more space to get into the content, but you'll see it both ways. After that, you're going to include the company's information. So you'll need to find the full name of your hiring manager, the title, if possible, company's name, company's address. If you cannot find the hiring manager's name, so let me state this before I say that. If the hiring manager's name, and it generally isn't, but if it is not listed on the job posting, use LinkedIn, Twitter, look up their website, call in, try and find the full name of the person that will be hiring. Okay, this shows initiative. But if you cannot find it, your default would be to find the head of the department. Okay. If for some reason you cannot find any of this information, then you can address it to hiring manager. But in this day and age, you should be able to find the actual name, and that's going to show that you took the time to research. Okay, so that's really important to personalize each of these letter of applications, as well as when you send in a resume or an email for a job. So this is an example of what you could how you could format it, right? So this is using our heading, and then there's the information from the company. You also can do it like so if you've chosen the alternative format. After that, you're going to address the letter. So when you do this, as I said before, hiring manager by name, and you will do something very simple like Dear Mr. Johnson, or whatever the name is of the hiring manager. If you can't find it, Dear Hiring Manager. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, after that, we're going to get into the actual content of our letter. So first thing that you're going to do is express interest in the position as well as state your intention. What you want to do is show that you're excited about the position. And we're not doing that through the use of any kind of punctuation. We're doing that with the words that we choose. So sometimes you will see a letter of intention or a letter of application start like this. I am writing to apply for the programmer position, advertise at Straight Investments. So this is fine, it's professional, it's concise, it's to the point. But there are some other ways that you can phrase it to show that you're interested. It is with great excitement that I write this letter of interest for the programmer position, etc., etc. Another way to phrase that, I am writing to express my interest in the position currently available. Right, so it doesn't vary all that much, but you can pick and choose how you want to convey your feelings, but show that you're interested. Show that this is something that you want. After this portion, you can include, if you are attaching a resume, or let's say they want you to attach the actual application or references, you can state that here or you can state it at the end. So I'll also show you how to state it at the end. But if you want to, you can state here, I have included my resume for your review, or as requested, I have enclosed my resume, application, and 3 references. After this, you're going to focus on what you have to offer. So that is where your table is going to come back into play. Okay. So what you're doing in this section is highlighting examples of work that you've already done or things that you have achieved. If possible, use quantifiable information. So actually use numbers that state your accomplishments or your successes. And also what you're doing is focusing on key competencies from your resume, but you're not copying that word for word, okay? Because they're going to get your resume as well, so you want to be doing this in a way that correlates with the job description. Here's an example of this portion. In addition to experience as a diesel mechanic, I have excellent knowledge of gasoline engines and electric systems. I hold a CDL driver's license. Most recently, I worked for Trailer Transfer as their lead diesel mechanic. While I was there, I developed a training program for new hires. So it's very specific information about what that person has done, what they have to offer, what experience they have to contribute. Okay, so that's one example. Another example. This explains strong technical experience and education make me a highly competitive candidate for the position. My key strengths that support my success in this position include, and you can read those there. So there are people that use bullet points in their cover letters, and that's kind of up for debate, but for a lot of people, this comes across as very clear and concise and easy for the hiring manager to read through and see what you are highlighting or focusing on. So this is an option for you. After you have explained what you have to offer, you're going to show that you know the company. So you're going to do this because you want to prove that you've done your research. You know what you're applying for, you know what the company is about, and you feel like you would be a fit for that. So you're going to link how your skills are going to contribute to their specific mission. Here is a pretty simplistic example. With a BS degree in computer programming, I have a comprehensive understanding of the full lifecycle for software development projects. I believe this can be advantageous when considering the current revamp in software that the company is undertaking. Okay, so this shows me a little bit that I've looked at what Straight Investments is trying to accomplish, and I can help them in what they're trying to do. Another example could be something like this. So this is somebody applying for a university. And what they've done here is link experience with what that gives them the ability to do. So this experience helps me to work with a wide array of students, develop intercultural competence, foster proficiency in a second language, and integrate culturally responsive curriculum into my classroom. So what this person has done is a little bit more subtle. So they've researched the mission of the university, and they're linking experience with different aspects of that mission. So this is, instead of saying, I have seen the mission of your university is X, Y, and Z, and I can help or I agree with it in this capacity, or my experience meets that by X, Y, and Z. So we're doing it a little more subtle. It's experience and then linking to different aspects of their mission. Another example here, here's experience with an online language lab, implementing blended learning, etc. That's going to help me to where does this say this? Will serve me well in immersing the students in an innovative and personalized approach to learning. So this is something that the school also really wants to focus on or highlight. So I am linking my skills and my experience with what I know about the company or what I know about the school. And then lastly, your closing. So you want to close professionally with a way to contact you, and you want to imply confidence. You're implying that you believe you will be chosen. And you can do that in a way I will show you here. So this is one example. You can start by incorporating how you can be contacted. So you can reach me anytime via email at here's my email address or by cell phone. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to speaking with you about this employment opportunity. So this is a very common phrase. I look forward to speaking with you about this opportunity. Okay, so there you're showing confidence. You're not saying, I really hope you'll consider me. I look forward to speaking with you. I'm implying that I believe I'm going to be chosen, that I believe I have the skills that are necessary to acquire this job. And then sincerely, full name. Another way you can format this is like so. So this person has started with enclosed is my resume for your review. So I had told you at the very beginning, you can either incorporate this information if you're attaching a resume, you can incorporate that at the very beginning, or you can incorporate it right here before your close. I welcome the opportunity to discuss with you further how my skills and experience can best serve your student body and institution. So this is also a little bit more specific, right? You can see that they're linking student body and institution instead of just saying opportunity. I am easily contactable via Skype or phone. So if it was phrased like so, then when you end the letter, you would need to say sincerely full name and then incorporate your email and your phone number. So it's not actually incorporated in the body of your letter, it's at the very end. So you can do it like this, but use either sincerely, best regards, some very professional and simple way of closing your letter. And then it's ready to be sent off.